Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in every life when the storm rages, the ground shakes, and the world tries to convince you that you are broken. Oh. But I came to tell you today, there is something inside you that cannot be broken. Something forged in struggle, sharpened in pain, and crowned in perseverance. That something is the unbreakable mind. The unbreakable mind is not born in comfort. It is born in fire. When life throws chains of fear, doubt, and failure at youth, the unbreakable mind snaps those chains like they're paper, because it knows pain is temporary, but power is permanent. See, your body may get tired, your heart may ache, your circumstances may look impossible, but the mind, when trained, when focused, when disciplined, it becomes a fortress. No storm can enter, no enemy can conquer. Every legend you've ever admired, every trailblazer you've ever studied, every warrior who stood when others felt they weren't stronger, they weren't luckier. They had an unbreakable mind, and you can have it too. How? You refuse to bow to fear. You refuse to surrender to doubt. You refuse to let your past dictate your future. So tonight, I challenge you. Rise. Rise from the ashes of excuses. Rise from the ruins of rejection. Rise from the weight of yesterday. Build that mind brick by brick, thought by thought, choice by choice, until nothing, and I mean nothing, can bend you. Because when the unbreakable mind rises, history changes, mountains move, and the impossible becomes inevitable. Stand tall, think strong. Live unbreakable. The unbreakable mind is forged in struggle, not comfort. It is born in the fire of trials, in the silence of lonely nights, in the weight of battles no one else sees. When the world turns its back, when doors slam shut, when doubt creeps in, that is when the mind is tested. Comfort makes us soft, but struggle chisels us, sharpens us, hardens us into something unshakable. Every failure becomes a lesson. Every setback becomes a stepping stone. Every scar becomes a symbol of survival. The unbreakable mind does not run from pain. It stares pain in the face and says, "You will not defeat me." It bends, but it does not break. Falls, but it rises stronger. It is not built overnight, but piece by piece, choice by choice, moment by moment. And in that furnace of struggle, greatness is born. Pain is temporary, but power is permanent. Pain arrives like a storm, loud, fierce, overwhelming, but it does not stay forever. It may bruise the body, it may shake the spirit, but it always passes. What remains after the storm is not the pain, but the strength you've built while enduring it. Every sleepless night, every sacrifice, every tear shed in silence, those moments carve out power inside you, and that power does not fade, becomes a part of who you are. Pain tests you for a season, but power defines you for a lifetime. The ache may visit your flesh, but the lessons remain in your mind. The wounds may heal, but the resilience becomes eternal. When pain leaves, it takes nothing of value. But when power arrives, it never departs. Pain is temporary, but the power it awakens within you is permanent. The body may tire, but the trained mind endures. Muscles grow weak, breath grows heavy, and the weight of exhaustion presses down. But when the mind is disciplined, it refuses to surrender. The body says, "I can't go on." The trained mind answers, "Yes, you can." It is the mind that pushes you one more step when your legs want to stop. It is the mind that finds light when the night feels endless. The body follows the voice of the mind, and when that voice is strong, the body obeys. Endurance is not just about strength in the flesh. It is about a decision made in the mind, a decision to rise, to continue, to persist when every part of you screams to quit. The body may grow weary, but the trained mind carries you beyond limits, and their endurance is born. An unbreakable mind turns chains of fear into dust. Fear is loud, it whispers lies, paints walls where doors should be. It convinces you that you are not enough, that you should not try, that failure is certain. But the unbreakable mind does not bow to fear, looks fear in the eye, and refuses to be caged. Every chain fear tries to lock around it becomes nothing more than dust. Because courage does not mean the absence of fear. It means moving forward despite fear. The unbreakable mind knows that fear is an illusion. It is smoke, It is shadow. It is powerless when faced with truth. The truth says you are stronger than the voices that try to hold you back. When the unbreakable mind rises, fear cannot last. Its chains crumble, its power fades, and dust is all that remains. Every great achiever mastered resilience of the mind. They faced rejection, yet they stood tall. They stumbled, yet they kept walking. They fell, but they never stayed down. Resilience is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It is the strength to bend without breaking, to push forward when the weight feels unbearable. Every leader, every innovator, every legend you admire did not rise because the path was easy. They rose because their minds refused to quit. They trained their thoughts like warriors. They fed their focus, starved their doubts, and guarded their vision. When doors closed, they found windows. When the world said no, they whispered yes. Resilience of the mind is not built in comfort. It is built in the fire of persistence, in the furnace of struggle, in the decision to never surrender. That is the secret of every great achiever. Discipline and focus are the foundations of strength. Strength is not only in the body, it is in the choices you make every single day. Discipline is waking up when comfort tells you to sleep. It is doing the work when no one is watching. It is saying no to distractions that steal your future. Focus is the laser that cuts through noise and temptation. It keeps your eyes locked on the vision even when the world tries to pull you away. Without discipline, strength crumbles. Without focus, strength scatters. But when discipline and focus join together, you become unstoppable. They give you the patience to wait, the courage to act, and the persistence to continue. Discipline and focus are not temporary habits. They are lifelong pillars. And from those pillars, true strength is unshaken, unmovable, unbreakable. Refuse to let your past control your future. Your past may hold pain, mistakes, and regrets. It may carry scars that whisper you are not enough. It may remind you of times you stumbled, times you failed, times you were broken. But the past is not a prison unless you give it the key. Your future is not chained to yesterday's choices. It is written by the decisions you make today. Every sunrise gives you a new chance. Every breath is proof that you are still here, still able, still capable of more. Not let old wounds dictate new chapters. Do not let history silence possibility. The past was your teacher, not your master. You cannot change what has been, but you can shape what will be. Refuse to let your past control your future, and your tomorrow will rise stronger than your yesterday. Rising above rejection and excuses builds mental steel. Rejection stings. It bruises the heart. It makes you question your worth. Excuses feel safe. They protect you from risk. They offer comfort in failure. But neither rejection nor excuses can define you unless you allow them to. When you rise above rejection, you learn that a no is not the end. It is simply redirection. It pushes you to grow, to sharpen, to find another way. When you rise above excuses, you strip away the lies that hold you back. You stop blaming circumstances and start building character. Each time you reject excuses, you strengthen your will. Each time you overcome rejection, you sharpen your resolve. This is how mental steel is forged, not in ease, but in resistance. Every rise above rejection, every step beyond excuses, hardens the mind until nothing can bend it. Choice by choice, thought by thought, you construct your fortress. Every decision you make is a brick. Every thought you allow is a stone. Every action you take becomes part of the walls that protect your destiny. A fortress is not built overnight. It rises slowly, with patience, with effort, with persistence. One weak choice can create cracks. One careless thought can weaken the foundation. But every strong decision, every disciplined thought, every focused action makes your fortress unshakable. When storms come, it stands. When doubt knocks, it resists. When fear attacks, it does not fall. Your mind is the architect. Your habits are the builders. Your discipline is the guard at the gate. Day after day, moment by moment, you are constructing something powerful. And when it is complete, your fortress will stand as proof of your unbreakable mind. When the unbreakable mind rises, the impossible becomes inevitable. What once looked too high to climb suddenly becomes a step. What once felt too heavy to carry suddenly feels light. What once seemed out of reach now rests in your hands. The unbreakable mind does not ask if it is possible. It declares that it will be done. It does not wait for perfect conditions. It creates them. It does not beg for opportunity. It seizes it. The world may call it impossible. The unbreakable mind calls it inevitable. Because when discipline meets resilience, when focus meets faith, when courage meets persistence, mountains move. The walls that once confined you collapse. The limits that once held you vanish. The goals that once felt like dreams turn into reality. When the unbreakable mind rises, nothing can stop what is destined to be achieved. Here's a powerful ending you can use to close the speech with impact. So I leave you with this. Guard your thoughts. Strengthen your discipline. Train your mind until it cannot be broken, because when your mind rises, your life rises. When your mind is unshakable, your future is unstoppable. Stand tall, think strong, live unbreakable, and watch the impossible bow before you.